So what do you make of all this new stuff coming up these days? Social media, Dig, Reddit, Facebook. Are you playing in this area at all?
I try not to, really. It's so noisy. You know what? I just don't see. There's obviously certain kinds of clients and certain kinds of times where it makes sense, but I get annoyed with all the IMs. Hey, can you do this for me? Right? I mean, it's really kind of crazy.
And thanks for digging that story.
Yeah, well, that was an exceptional article. We got a big kick out of that. So it's a lot of times in this business, things come and everything's a craze and a rush, and it's the next big thing. But a lot of times it never pans out as far as long-term effects. So the downside, and I think you'll see a dig filter, right? Because for an engine like Google, the issue really is how do you deal with the dig effect? And that whole concept is getting away with contextual relevance, right? So now it's like if you get a lot of links from an authoritative site that isn't anything about what you do, but somebody thought your video was funny or whatever, that link is going to boost you in the search rankings. And I think they're steering away from the idea that what's on the content of the page that links to you should match or be relevant to what you're about. The kind of the ask thing, and I think the whole dig effect, the way it works, skews that, and I think that's problematic. So I think you're going to see them just like anything else that's been abused to death. I think you'll see some filtering and toning down of that spiking over the year, and people will have to start being held accountable for money that they're spending on social marketing and being able to show a client true benefit. And a lot of things that I see is that it helps you get ranked for obscure terms, but it doesn't. You still need target anchor text. You still need fundamental search marketing principles and architecture and all that kind of stuff to actually convert those visitors.
To do something.
It's not about page views, really.
Yeah. Not unless you're doing just pure page view advertising.
Well, in the old days when you had a great banner network and you were just forcing eyeballs to load the page to get paid on a CPM basis, good old days.
Yeah.
Keyword stuffed info seek and getting page ranked for one term when the page is really about something else. We're kind of almost going back down that road, I think.
We are a little bit, especially in this video stuff. We're finding out left and right. It's CPM rules the day.
Yeah.
And what is a view? I mean, is it that first 15 seconds of a video that you put a banner in front of somebody, or do they need to watch the whole thing?
Well, that's the whole thing, because there is no page. I mean, it's not broken into chunks like a web page. It's a whole new. And you're going to see, I think, more and more of that, frankly, because it's easier for me. I love podcasting. I haven't done it in a while, but with the new Three Dog Company, we'll probably do some of that, I think.
Do you still do the Rockstar show on Webmaster Radio?
We have been on hiatus for a few months because Todd and I our travel schedules have been very conflicted, so when I'm in town, he's gone, and I'm not sure at what point we're going to come back, but I would imagine that maybe PubCon. December.
You coming down to PubCon?
I am definitely coming to Vegas. Are you kidding me? In Seattle at SMX, I had a little conversation with Incisive, and I said, look, I'm certainly willing to still do your shows and everything, but there's no way in hell I'm going to go to Chicago instead of Vegas. Sorry. Good move, Brett. Made my day. I love Chicago any other time of the year, but that conference I didn't go last year because I was sick, but it's so brutally cold. It's just a miserable physical experience to go.
But in all fairness, we didn't do that on purpose. It was just a scheduling conflict in Vegas.
Yeah, right. It worked out great, though, because Vegas is close.
Yeah. No, Blog World Expo took our slot in Vegas for several years running, and we couldn't match.
Really?
We couldn't match their offers. So, and that was the only open date from October to December.
See, the damn bloggers screw up everything.
Boy, I tell you what.
It's a very good thing. So yeah, I'll definitely be in Vegas.
Excellent. What's your biggest pet peeve about SEO? Whether it be the engines or whether it be the SEO industry. Mine was always that we were quick to absorb the label as spammers. It was.
Yeah, that whole. My pet peeve is the whole black hat thing. I mean, It's the most irritating. Every time I see Mike Green, I want to punch him in the nose for that term, because it's been so divisive for the industry, and it's silly. People make a lot of money on it. I get branded as, it cracks me up that I get labeled as the black hat spammer guy, and so many of my, I mean, the majority of my client base is corporate America and, above board, top line stuff. I definitely have spent time doing my R&D work like everybody else in our day. I feel like an old grandpa, right, talking about the industry, but we all did that kind of stuff and pushing the envelope and, hey, you should check this out, this worked, and I think I'm a better SEO for it. I think my clients benefit from it because a lot of what you learn pushing the envelope, and I also think we've contributed to making a better search engine.
They had to clean up their act. They had to fix the problems.
It would still be like Alta Vista 1999 if we didn't do that. If we didn't exploit those holes, the engineers would sit around on their butts and go, wow, we're great. So I think that we've contributed a lot to how good Google's gotten. And I don't have any problem with saying that they're winning the war in the big picture. The exploits that were glaringly obvious and stupid aren't there anymore, and they've done a great job. They're my favorite engine. I use them all the time, and
Do you still love them as a user and hate them as a webmaster, though?
Yeah, I get caught in that all the time. It's like, God, I can't believe I just told somebody to use Google Analytics. Because I'm morally opposed to giving your conversion data to the people you buy your ads from. That's just wrong and stupid. But and I hate how Google Analytics is so skewed towards their pay-per-click, and they don't show you bot visits. And they don't. It's not really a full-fledged, unless they hit it somewhere and I can't find it, but we use like index tools, some other things like that are actually better, but they cost money, not free. So the free thing always sucks you back in, But as I get older, I'm getting over that. I'm not as bitter anymore.
Well, it's a world we got to live
dynasty,
in. It's either learn to live with it or die. It's because Yahoo and Microsoft are not.
They just can't get together and do the deal, right? I mean, that's clearly the deal needs to be done.
Yeah.
And a two-player market's better than a 1.5 player market, because that's kind of what you have
right now. Yeah.
Collectively, I think they'd be better if Yahoo could not get polluted with stupid ideas and poor decision making that tends to leak out of Microsoft. But I'm not bitter against them at all. But they had an opportunity to do a great thing, and I think they just so dropped the ball.
They haven't capitalized.
And I granted that starting from scratch is a difficult thing, but some of their issues were so fundamental that I would, email, hey, I can send you the code to fix that, right? It's not that difficult. Following a redirect or, things like that. I just think the mistakes they did made were at a level that was beneath what they should have been. And I don't think they'll ever recoup or catch up. But they got the money,
right?
And the two of them together could put up a fight.
What about Ask?
I've always told everybody that they're from an algorithmic standpoint, they're my favorite concept. I don't think it scales. I don't think they've proven that it will scale.
Right. Teoma.
Their database is too small. And from what I've talked to, now of course these are other engineers working for other people, but that's always what they say. He's like, great, do it with 20 billion, It wouldn't necessarily work. But I love the concept because they're holding true to the idea that a community vote, a real peer, somebody in your industry counts more than a random page rank thing, and it's a great model. And I wish that somebody would. And it's not. It's harder in theory to spam that. It's like takes a lot more work,
especially because they don't update nearly often enough.
Right, right. And back in the day when Paul Gardy was running the place, he used to ask me, "So how do you spam Teoma?" And I said, "I don't know. When you have some traffic, I'll tell you." That's kind of where they're at. But I would like to see it. They are sneaking up, I think.
They've done some good things this last year.
The campaign about the algorithm that killed, what was it? It looked like a Yahoo, a Google ad.
It's not about the algo.
The big billboard saying it was terrible, bad idea. But so they're kind of a 2 steps forward, 3 steps back company sometimes, I think. But it just amazes me that between the three of them that nobody can figure it out to even put up any kind of a fight.